Well, hello everyone. Happy Monday. Happy beginning of the week. Oh, beginning of the week. Always tough. Always tough. Mondays can sometimes be really good and sometimes just let me go back to bed, right? Well, today's going to be good because today we're starting a new map. I almost said welcome back to Hinterland, but I was a good boy. There, I just said it. I got it out of the way. We are on Tranquil Waters by Stevie. I've talked about Stevie before. Stevie, I've been a follower of Stevie for quite a while. Actually, ever since I got my first farming simulator game on PC and was able to get mods, able to do some stuff with Stevie maps. Stevie also does mods on equipment and tractors and whatnot. Mostly, I think, farming giants base game stuff. But we are here on Tranquil Waters. I'm not sure how familiar you are with this map. I'm not going to do a map tour. But I do want to start just by saying basically what we're going to be doing here this series, or at least focusing on, hopefully, is we are a feed farmer. We are going to be focusing on producing the best possible animal feed we can possibly make. It's going to be pig food, cow food, I guess chicken feed for that matter. Horse, I guess we can grow some pretty darn good oats. What am I missing? Sheep. Of course, sheep. We need to make some high quality grass. This map has alfalfa, so we can do grass or alfalfa. There's a lot of things this map has. A lot of extra crops as well. In fact, we're going to get into carrots eventually, so we can get kind of a head start on carrots that I guess are going to be coming with the, the premium pack in November, if I'm saying that right. But this is a general map. It's kind of a basic standard sized map. I will show you our farmland. Now, this farmland, or this land here that borders and kind of comes down here, this big river, that was free to purchase. So I decided just to go ahead and get that out of the way because it does include, as you can see, some productions around the map here. For instance, potato washing is on this map, which is pretty awesome. We're going to be able to, I think some of our pig food, I believe, likes cleaned or washed potatoes, but we'll get into that eventually. Primarily, though, the land that we own that we're going to be farming initially is we've got this little field number 1 here, which is just a grass field. It's pretty small. We've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. We've got 5 is alfalfa. 4 is wheat. We've got sugar beets here already on field 2. And we've got, what is field? I'm sorry, on field 3. On field 2, soybeans. I think the only thing we have to harvest at the moment is we can hit the grass running. Like that little play in words there. That was all right. And our wheat is also ready to harvest. So we're probably going to kickstart off here on our wheat field. There's our house right there. Our farm's right next door, conveniently placed right next door. Some free water over here. We have got a ton of storage. One thing about Stevie maps, I swear I could look at a map and pretty much tell you with pretty good certainty if it's a Stevie map. And I'll tell you why. Stevie likes to put down a lot of storage as far as barns go and sheds. Stevie also generally has, and for those of you who like animal husbandry, 9 times out of, in fact, I think every time out of 10, Stevie has quite a bit of animal husbandry already placed as well. You're going to be looking at pretty much all the animals in Farming Simulator are going to be represented on the farm right here locally. We're not going to start with any animals. We might get into a little bit of animals. I know that might sound a little bit weird since we're doing animal feed. We are selling animal feed. We don't want to take care of animals and have them eat our profits. So primarily we are going to be selling all of our animal feed that we produce. Before we get into our equipment, just want to show you where we're going to be spending probably quite a bit of time. Is going to be over at these silos over yonder here. We've got a TMR mixer for our cow food. We've got a pig food mixer. We've got a grass dryer. We've got a silage producer, and we can also make compost. So we're probably going to be spending quite a bit of quality time over here at these silos, letting them produce our products for us that we can hopefully sell and get stinking rich off of, right? Like I said, we have animal facilities all around the farm. We're just probably not going to be filling them up with any animals, at least not until later in the game, possibly. We might get some cows and sheep, just maybe if we get far enough into it, maybe we can test our food on them, see how, maybe it'd be a good idea to know how good of product we're actually making. We've got the Meridian multi-cell bins here. These are pretty much where we're going to come to buy seeds, I think lime, solid fertilizer. Not sure what else is for sale in there, but we'll find some stuff there. Stevie always makes his maps very, I don't know, it's kind of straightforward to use, in my opinion. Pretty well laid out, pretty well marked, lots of space. You don't feel like you're all cramped up. I think this is a milk homogenizer, if I'm not mistaken. Again, not something we're probably going to get involved in straight away because we don't have cows for milk. And you and I are probably going to just learn as we go, explore as we go, and learn as we go. This is another hallmark of Stevie maps, is normally Stevie doesn't mess around with small cow barns. Goes for the gusto and with the automatic feeder and stuff. So that's also kind of nice that you usually start with good equipment and a well stocked up farm with a Stevie map. I had to bring along, you know how I am about, I'm kind of a sucker for cab overs. So I brought over our Freightliner cab over here. We've got the big Mamba Jamba right here, the Case Magnum 400T. I believe this is, boy, you know what we can do? Let's go in here and let's look at owned items. I think this is the one that has the 723 horsepower. And I believe it can be customized. We can upgrade that engine. This is the one I think that goes up to like 800, maybe over 1,000 horse. Really, really cool, cool mod by Mack Trucker, for sure. Also picked us up a New Holland T8 Genesis, 435 horsepower. We've got a John Deere 8R 370. This is the only, I believe, the only base game tractor that we have that I hung on to, 420 horsepower. And then we've got a little bit of an old school John Deere 9620 tractor sitting at 500 horse. I think that'll make a good plowing tractor or just whatever we so desire to use it for. Oh yes, this is this is a little bit of an unreal vehicle, but I couldn't pass it up. I really wanted to try it out. 890 horsepower. Yeah. John Deere 46, what is it, a 4620? Oh, that thing's, is it a 4, no, I forget what it is. It's not a 4620. It's a 40, boy, we'll have to look that up now. I forget what that is. Small tractors, I got an old school Case IH 1455 XL, 145 horsepower, not too shabby. Stevie started us off with this base game John Deere X9 1100. I decided to go ahead and just keep that. I mean, why not, right? Nice big harvester. It's kind of hard to say no to that. Haven't used it. I don't think I've used it yet in FS 2022, so we're going to give that a go. Picked up, let's take a little bit of a walk here. I'll show you something. There's our nice big harvester there. Decent sized head. Our New Holland. There's our 4755. That's what it is. This thing is crazy. It's crazy. 46 miles an hour. I think it basically does that in reverse as well. A lot of horsepower. This thing is just a toy, and I don't know. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the tractor. I mean, they're the classic, right? Super classic John Deere tractor. So we can use that for pretty much anything we want, being that it's 800 and some odd horse. And of course, we've got a tedder, smaller windrow. Might change this out pretty quickly. I've got an idea on what I'd prefer, but for now, we're going to leave our trailer alone. We've got a water, milk tank, etc. we can use. I did bring over some horse pack stuff for the new horse DLC. I do have a horse weeder sitting over there in one of those barns. And we've got a cultivator and a malter as well from the horse DLC. Thought those would be nice to use. I haven't used them yet, so I thought I'd bring them along for the ride. Mowing, we've got, you might recognize these. This came with the map, and I left it here just for maybe smaller jobs. I colored the new ones the same as the Elhos, but this is actually part of that Kubota equipment pack that we used back on Kubota Farm. I just colored them, well, I colored them the same as the Elho. So we'll just say they're Elho brand. But these are great because you can do swath, you can do widespread. I think eventually we're probably going to end up going with the Big M. Yeah, just because we're going to be probably doing a decent amount of alfalfa and grass work. Decided to grab this and give this a try. I have had this sitting on my mods folder since it came out, and I really liked it when it came out. I just haven't really used it yet, and it's this the Case IH Trike 3540, and we have both the lime fertilizer spreader, and we also have the sprayer. There it is, our liquid fertilizer herbicide sprayer as well. So I thought, you know what, let's give that a go instead of having a pull behind. We do have a pull behind sitting over there that also came with the map. Not sure why I didn't sell that. I think I decided just to leave it and see how we like using these first. I think that is kind of a decent summary of our equipment. Our starting fields are out, what is this, south? Actually, I'm sorry, east of the farm here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, east of the farm. So there's our wheat field, sugar beets are growing, etc. So this is our majority of our farmland right now. And like I said, we've got a really, really small grass field sitting a little bit north of here, I think. North or west of here, that we're probably just going to leave alone for now. I don't think I think it's too small to even worry about doing. Maybe we'll, you know what, actually, we might mow it up to get some compost. Stevie does give us a couple of greenhouses right over here. These greenhouses do require water, compost, and manure. So if we're going to use these, we're going to have to buy manure, at least for the initial part, which I think we can get away with pretty cheap. And Stevie also gave us some bees, a few bees, just to have on the farm. It looks like we've already got a little bit of honey being produced, so that's kind of nice. But to get these things fired up sooner than later might not be a bad idea for some passive income. Winter's going to be here before we know it. And yeah, it's going to be a while before we start seeing money coming into the farm. So we probably want to get some passive income going as well. Did pick up the classic John Deere square baler. There's our old school Case IH. We've also got square bale wrapper. This is a multi-speed one, so a little bit on reel, It's a very, very fast wrapper. There's our Horsch weeder from the Horsch DLC. Nice plow, requires quite a bit of horsepower. That's why we have a couple tractors that can handle that. But I think we should stop yapping, because I've spent most of the episode already yapping. And let's just get to getting some wheat harvested, I guess. I'm looking at my outfit here. Alright, I guess I look pretty casual. I guess that'll work. Let's get out of Dodge and see if we can't, see if I can't run into something straight away. I do have the manual, what's our best way of, I'm already lost. Here we go. I do have the manual attach mod enabled. Let's see how long that lasts. I'm not gonna lie to you, I used to use it. I used to use it quite often, and then it just got kind of old. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. We'll just see. I do have crop destruction turned off as usual. Rocks are turned off as well. Weeds are enabled, and we are doing precision farming. So we're back to precision farming. It's going to take me a while to get used to this again. I haven't done precision farming in a while, so we have purchased our soil information for all of our fields. Boy, it's just going to take me a while to get back into that precision farming frame of mind. Forgive me if I screw a few things up on the precision farming. It looks like our cables weren't connected, were they? Do we need connected cables? No? Oh, this is the one. Okay, see, already manual attach is going to drive me crazy. Yeah, cables weren't connected. We probably didn't have electric. That's alright, we didn't go on the road. So I'm excited about Tranquil Waters. Beautiful, beautiful map. Let's see if we can't get maybe Courseplay going here, and we can do a little fly around. You can check it out if you haven't seen Tranquil Waters yet. And it actually was just released not that long ago. This is the latest version. I think it's 1.0.0.3. Oh, do I have... Apparently I didn't turn off crop destruction. Oh, I'm off to a flying start. Hold on a second. I am definitely going to turn off. Field stones are off. I thought for sure I turned it off. Well, we just lost some of our sugar beets. And live and learn, I guess. Live and learn. Holy cow. It always looks worse than it is, though. You know, like that's actually, I mean, I'm not suggesting that that's a good thing, but it's not like $1,000 worth of sugar beets that just got wrecked. It always looks worse than it is. Maybe I'll try crop destruction at some point, but I just don't. I'm just not a fan of it, mostly because I destroy crops. Let's see if we can get this manual attach figured out. Now, I know we need that PTO, right? I think there's another... Oh, I think I just undid... Yeah, I think I undid it. I think I undid that PTO. There we go. There should be cables that we need to... Is it just the PTO? I thought for sure we'd see some cables that we need to also attach. Let's check it out. Maybe that's it. Oops, that's the wrong direction, Brad. Let's get unfolded. I want to test this header and see if it's even going to work for us. Oh, okay. Normally, I would have thought, I know there's a PTO, but I would have thought we'd need to connect some of those cables down there. I'm kind of surprised we didn't need to do that. I'll fold it back up again since Courseplay is going to like it folded, I believe. That's a good size head right there. Holy cow, is that the 45-foot draper? It's looking pretty significant. Alright, let's see if we can't... I'm just looking here to see... Maybe not, maybe... And it usually will tell you in that help section if there are cables to attach. Kind of looks like maybe they already are, or whatever needs to be attached. Okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't complain. That was easy enough. Let's create a job. Our CP field work. Our field position is here. I'm not quite on it enough, I don't think. And let's do a number of headlands. I say we do a couple of headlands. We'll do sharp, clockwise, up, down. That looks pretty good. Let's generate a course. There's another thing we should probably check out here is field speed. So field work is we're going to crank up field work. And field speed we can crank up as well. Turn I usually leave lower because it has a tendency to get a little bit squirrely. Reverse, I don't care if you want to go a little bit faster in reverse, that's fine. Silo, is that the maximum speed while driving in? Oh, for silo work. Okay, I got you. I got you. I totally got you. Where is... I think that's our starting point. Why am I not seeing our starting point on here? That's why I'm not seeing it, because it's over here. This is why crop destruction is turned off, because I'm just too lazy to try to think about how I'm going to get onto this field without wrecking half of it. I suppose crop destruction makes things quite a bit more realistic, though, doesn't it? Really, you know, you can't be so haphazard. I want to make sure he opens everything up here. Should probably grab. Let's make sure we're gonna get a. Oh, does he have our? Oh, he's out of control. Oh, he's got it lined up better there. Okay, good. And we're getting our windrow, which is good. Missing a little bit there on the edges. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to what Courseplay set for our header width. Let's run on over. I really like these New Hollands. I should use New Hollands more often. New Hollands are kind of funny. They're a tractor that, at least for me, to me they look a lot nicer in person than they do in the game. If that makes sense. They just do. I see when I see New Hollands, I think you got to also be a little bit more accurate with your reversing skills as well. I see New Hollands in real life and I really like the way they look, and then I see them in the game And I don't know, they just don't look as good to me in the game. I like that. It is pretty satisfying. You gotta admit, the manual attach is pretty satisfying. But it's also a pain in the rear. Let's bring our trailer over. At least give Courseplay half a chance to self-unload if it so desires. I'm not even sure what the capacity of this trailer is. We'll stay a little ways away there so I don't get in the way of something. Stevie also leaves a nice bit of distance between fields, which always makes it a little bit nicer for your hired helpers so they don't get racked up in trees or in ditches or anything else like that. I think Courseplay will, well, he's either going to find that or he's going to find something. He's probably going to drive all the way over to our covered trailer, our semi-trailer. Would be my luck. I'll scooch a little bit closer. We'll see how he goes. Or she. I didn't really pay attention to who's driving Courseplay today. Let's take a quick peek at the map just so you all can maybe get a little bit of a overview, and I always need a little bit more reminder on where everything is. So you kind of see the layout. You've got kind of an east and a west side thing going on here. And there's really only two places to cross this main river, or the Tranquil Waters, that flow through the middle of the map. And there's a big bridge up here in the north. And in the south, I think it's a smaller bridge. We'll take a quick peek. But this is the east, or obviously our east side, fields that we own being right here. There's our alfalfa field. That's ready to be mowed up if we want. There's my crop circle. There's our little green grass field that we own as well. As you can see, it's pretty small. Maybe a little bit of food for some sheep if you had them or something, but like I said, we can always cut that up, and I think we can get some compost started. Nice sized fields as well, waiting to be bought all around here. There's the main bridge from what I recall. The other one's not as big. We'll take a look, but there's our main bridge over here to take us to the west side of the map, where there's more factories and productions available. Obviously, this, I think, is the biggest field on the map. This is a pretty decent sized field over here. Not a great deal of forestry. If that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find a ton of it here. So this is kind of the edge, obviously, is right there. So not a ton of forestry on this map. Suppose you could always add more if you want. I know our potato washer's over here somewhere, I believe. There's the store. Oh, it is. Okay, same bridge, both sides. Very good. Very, very good. Those are the only two ways of getting across the this nice big river here. Kind of reminds me of the old Mississippi. The old man. Deep River. That's a great movie. Oh, boy. Some woodlands over here. So I guess you do have some to play with over here if you want to, but not a lot. Not a big forestry map for sure. Mostly arable farming stuff, and yeah, what we're kind of looking to do for sure. Really, really pretty map. Really well done. I think this is Stevie's fourth map, I believe. I think I'm trying to think of what the other... I know he's got Ringwoods. Let's see, Ringwoods. There's a... is it Three Lakes or something like that? There's another... There's a lake. I think a lake map. Getting close to full. We'll just ride along here and see how... Apparently not very well. Why are you stopping? Are you stopping because you're mad that I joined you? Or are you stopping because you're kind of full? Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, this ought to be interesting. Let's see where it goes to unload. I might be putting the brakes. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not what I wanted to do. Now I know what you're doing. All right. I got you, buddy. I got you. I know what you had in mind. I should probably check that setting. Maybe it's not activated. The old self-unload. So I'm excited to get into this map. It's always kind of weird at first when I start a new map. It's always like you know, you're not... It's like putting on a new pair of jeans that haven't been washed. They're kind of stiff and, you know, you're just not that comfortable in them. But after you get a few hours into them, you're like, it's kind of feels good now. You know where everything is on the map. You know where everything is on the jeans. You know where your pockets are. Something like that. I hope I never really had a hard time finding pockets in my pants. That would be so sad. It's endearing, right? If you knew a kid that had a hard time finding his pockets or her pockets, it's like, yeah, okay, you got one on the right, you got one on the left. It'd be endearing, right? That's what we can say. Let's check this auto unload. I always have a hard time finding it too. Return to starting point. No, I don't want you to... I don't care about that, actually. Where is... Oh, automatic cutter attached. Stop while unloading. Combine self-unload is deactivated, so we're going to activate that. Automatic cutter attach. Well, that's interesting. Allows automatic attachment of a cutter, which needs to be attached to a trailer or on a separate header trailer. Huh. I don't. So if we left our header on the trailer, is that what that means? So if we left our header on the trailer, would it go over and pick up the header from the trailer to start the job? I'm going to have to try that out. If that's the case, I definitely never knew Courseplay would do that. I had no idea Courseplay would do that. If that's what that means, it sounds like what that means. Very interesting. I also have to turn off this right mouse click Courseplay thing that gets to be annoying. From the sounds of it, these John Deere X9s have been received very well. I really hear a lot of positive things about these combines on YouTube from farmers that are using them. It sounds like they are a really, really nice combine. They're also exceptionally expensive. I was listening to some guy say that he was looking at buying a 2022 I think it was. I don't even know what year these X9s started. I think he said a 2022 used. And that particular harvester without a head was $750,000. $750,000. This is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. I just can't even imagine the money. $550,000 for this. So I don't know what options and what you'd be paying for. He mentioned $750,000. Now, that's considerably more than this, but I don't know how accurate this price is to real market. This might be lower than reality too, so don't really know. But I heard $750,000, and that was like, oh boy, that's a chunk of change. Are those not turning? Just noticed that. Has that been doing that the whole time? Oh, it's slipping. Yeah, it's off the ground. That one's okay. That one's not so much. Interesting. Well, it's turning now. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever noticed that before on the base game harvesters. Of course, I haven't used this harvester, I don't think. I have to keep an eye on that. Something tells me that header's just not attached. Maybe I'll turn off manual attaching and see if that makes any difference. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That's kind of weird. I wouldn't think there'd be enough of a dip in the field that would cause this thing to lift up like that. Are those wheels? Those support wheels are on the ground for the header too? Looks like they are, aren't they? Yeah, they're turning. I think you'd have some flex to that thing. Maybe it's not a flex. Doesn't look like it is, does it? And is that a base game? I didn't buy that head. Let's see if it's a base game. I think it is. Yeah, it's a base game. Okay. And it's a 50-foot. Okay. Maybe we'll swap it out for a honeybee. Love the honeybees. A little expensive. Looks like the same one there, doesn't it? Close, not quite. How do you know if it's a flex draper? Don't they have I thought they had sections that you could actually see, like if it's a flex draper head. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh, this one says it's a flex. Maybe that John Deere is a flex. I don't know. Alright. Well, I think that's going to do it for our first episode of Tranquil Waters. I see time is getting on, so I better let you all go. We will certainly be back here, continuing our journey to try and get rich from selling the best animal feed available to mankind. I think we're going to do pretty well. I'm excited about getting into this map and getting comfortable with it, and using some more of the equipment that we've got. We've got some cool tractors, some good implements, so I'm kind of excited about doing that. Maybe even getting back to the quick baler if I get fed up with that John Deere baler. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Happy Monday. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of each other. And I'll be back here tomorrow. We'll be back here in Tranquil Waters. Have a great Monday. Bye for now.